viewers. So on the sidelines of the 28th CSPOC being held in the Parliament of India, we are now joined by the Speaker of Botswana's National Assembly, Honorable Dithapelo Keorapetse. Mr. Speaker, thank you for joining us on Sansad TV.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to this conversation. To begin with, first your thoughts on how the 28th CSPOC is progressing. You attended the inaugural session this morning, which was addressed by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, and then there were speeches by Lok Sabha Speaker Shri Om Birla, also by the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. In terms of the themes and in terms of the relevance of these themes, how significant is this edition of the CSPOC?
Well, it's very significant and timely. It comes at a time when the geopolitics is changing. The world is becoming more and more unpredictable. But we look up to countries such as India to champion the cause for the global south. This CSPOC meeting, it's important in the sense that it's a platform to share experiences, to exchange ideas, and then to also chart a new path towards the development of our countries and our people.
In terms of exchanging experiences and sharing of best practices, what are your expectations from India, which is not just the world's largest democracy, but where, as you would have heard the Prime Minister say, that democracy is a part of our living. Democracy not just thrives, it helps us prosper, and which has led to India today becoming the 4th largest economy in the world, the fastest growing major economy?
Of course. I think what Prime Minister Modi said this morning is profound, in the sense that, studies have shown elsewhere that democracy has failed to deliver, but I think he emphasized the aspects of democracy delivering for the Indian people, which is something that we really need to think deep about. Democracies elsewhere have also, the leaders have failed to supply democracy, which is in high demand from the people. They demand accountability, they demand transparency, and they, most importantly, demand that democracy delivers jobs, narrowing of the income and wealth disparities gap. It needs to be narrowed. That democracy should deliver jobs, it should deliver people from poverty. And when he talked about the millions of people who were taken out of poverty in India, when he talked about India becoming a leader in industries such as steel, in technology, I think it was an important foundation that he laid, so that when you go into our various workshops and discussing various topics such as artificial intelligence, social media, and other topics, I think he laid a very important foundation about the democratic discourse that we are engaging in.
So, Mr. Speaker, at a time when there is rising protectionism, countries are weaponizing the use of technology, India believes in Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, which is the world is one family and we need to share our development with each other. How does this policy resonate with the countries like Botswana?
It does. It resonates very well. As I've indicated, we share a long border with South Africa, which is a member of the BRICS. Whose key members include India. And as I've indicated in the beginning, that the role that India plays in international politics, especially championing the cause for the global south, through platforms such as the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, such as in the United Nations, in the IPU, in the BRICS. And so, yes, the world is one family, and I think those that are coming up with protectionist measures, barriers to trade, barriers to mobility of people, goods and services, but also weaponizing technology against others. They are really, it's an antithesis of democracy, it's an antithesis of development, and the international system that has to deliver for all, that has to be for all. And as the definition of democracy says, it must be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And these are impediments to development. There are impediments to the global south, which also, you know, seeks to be in the position where majority in the north developed countries are. So that's where we want to go, and that is where you know, I think these impediments, like your tariffs, your protectionist measures, really, as I said, including barriers to trade and people's mobility, are really hampering, they're changing the global landscape.
Talking about technology now, there are various technological tools such as artificial intelligence, which is one of the central themes of the 28th CSPOC. While AI has its own disadvantages, but it's changed the way democratic institutions function, including the parliaments, and we see how it's being used rampantly by parliamentarians effectively to connect with people, to make parliament accessible to people. Talk to us about how, as the Speaker of the Botswana National Assembly, you are using technological initiatives to bring Parliament closer to people.
Yeah, it's a very important topic here, which is what we are currently discussing in our group on the artificial intelligence. Technology is important. It has made our life easier. Many years ago, there were no cell phones, communications was difficult, but these days, we have social media platforms, we have artificial intelligence, and this ought to be enablers in democratic society. They ought to enhance democracy in the sense that parliaments now will become more transparent.
Yes.
And because they become more transparent, inevitably, they have to be more accountable. Like, we can't hide what we are saying. It's out there, open in the public at real time. And people can, you know, hold us accountable on our actions, on our words. They can hold us accountable on what we have promised, to say this is what we have promised, but we are not delivering. So we have become much closer to the people as parliamentarians because of technology. But technology is not without its challenges. It has its own challenges, like what has been discussed about on the impact of social media on democracy, on parliamentarians. But all in all, we need to put in place policies, procedures, you know, to make sure that the technology works for the people and not against the people.
Absolutely. There are also certain shared challenges about which the IPO chairperson spoke in her speech during the inaugural ceremony, and such as eroding trust of people in the democratic institutions. Yeah. As a speaker, how difficult or how challenging has it become to ensure accountability to people and to ensure that especially the young people maintain that trust and you know, it's on you to maintain the credibility of these institutions.
Yeah, of course. Trust in institutions, there have been studies that shows that you know, trust of citizens in certain institutions has been waning, and it's important that as we deliver this democracy, we also are mindful of you know, that we need to build trust. And again, technology through social media has also, you know, impacted on the trust in the sense that there is misinformation, disinformation, fake news, the pushing of alternative facts. It has been the deep fake. Those are some of the challenges that are there, and if we are not careful, they can also, you know, the trust can just dissipate.
Absolutely, technology is a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged
sword,
so we really need to be careful about it. But all in all, I think if its proper use, you know, can enhance democracy and the delivery of this important aspect to the people.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for taking our time speaking to Sansad TV. It's been wonderful interacting with you. We wish you a great experience in India.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. That's it from us viewers on this telecast.